just outside Buffalo, New York, is rapidly beginning to fill. A little over 24 hours ago, 20,000 seats were available for Miami and Buffalo's season opener. But O.J. Simpson wasn't. Since then, however, O.J. Simpson has resolved his problems. Simpson, signing an incredible agreement with the Bills, arrived last night. And with his arrival, the lines began to form for tickets. Come an 80,000-seat sellout. That's the magic of the Deuce. And ABC's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Ford.
There's no question about it. Now, I don't know whether or not he's going to be able to shore up that young kind of linebacking situation, but Don Shula is smart, Howard, and he knows that Nick can do at least one of two things, and one of them is, of course, the leadership in which he'll bring to that young ball club, so he's pretty smart in that way. I think we're going to see a good ball game today. I don't know if Frank realizes it or not, but I know when he was playing, he was making like $127 every 6.5 yards, so... Frank, what do you think?
Well, O.J. Simpson gained 2,000 yards in a season. He gets $800,000 a year or thereabouts. That's $400 a yard. What's your view?
Well, I don't have any view on his finances. I'm sure some of the other players might. Some of the players have gone through training camp. They can't help but have a little bit of feeling about it. And I'm just glad he's back because I really like to watch him play. We have more than O.J. Simpson involved in this game tonight. We have a team, I think, that really has an outside shot at going to the Super Bowl again. Miami, they put it back together a year ago. They had so many people hurt, it was just impossible, yet they still came up 10-4 in the season. Of course, Miami is led by their fine quarterback, Bob Greasy. He missed the last 4 games for Miami last year with a bad tendon in his right toe, but he's back, he's strong, he's throwing over 70% in preseason. And he's going up against his counterpart of the Buffalo Bills, a youngster named Joe Ferguson. Now, Joe Ferguson has been in a fight for his life to maintain his starting role at quarterback. But if you think back a year ago, it was Joe Ferguson who threw 25 touchdown passes. That's pretty good. So we're looking for a good football game. 2 fine quarterbacks. If there's one thing to say about Buffalo, even though they have the Deuce back, they have not resolved their real problem. They do not have a very good defense. And you don't win. Miami, of course, 10-4, tying Baltimore in the AFC's Eastern Division. However, Baltimore beat them, so Baltimore went to the playoffs. Cincinnati had a better record in the AFC, so they got the wild card. Buffalo, a vastly changed team than they were last year. They'll have a lot of rookies. They have cast off a lot of players that hurt them defensively last year. They're going to go with young players. We're looking at the deep receivers. Dropping back is the veteran, Vic Washington, number 33. He's back there with the rookie, 46, Keith Moody. From Syracuse, a 10th round draft pick. And Garo, your premium is setting it up. We do not know, but O.J. will enter the football game. And one has to question, no matter how he's been working, and we were with him in Montreal. He worked continuously up there. He says he's in shape, but he has not been hit in a long time, and that is a big difference. In any event, the game is underway, and the season begins for Miami and Buffalo. This is Vic Washington at his own 4-yard line. Washington hesitated, found the hole, moved out to the 30-yard line. Good field position by a veteran that's been around. Victor Joe Ferguson is a quarterback in a battle with Gary Morangi to hold that spot. The running backs are Roland Hooks, 25, Jim Braxton, number 34, wide receivers, 81, Bob Chandler. He's the best of the receiving group. Ahmad Rashad is gone. J.D. Hill's gone. John Holland is the other wide receiver. The tight end is Paul Seymour. There is your offensive line. It's a very good offensive line. Donnie Green has also returned, although he is not playing this evening. Buffalo, 1st and 10, just inside their own 30. And getting the call, Braxton, the big fullback. Squeezes out a half a yard at the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9, hit there by John Andrews. You saw the offensive line defensively for the Miami Dolphins, the front 4.
Well, Frank, we all know that this front 4 has been together quite a while. They're pretty good. Vern Herter, Don Reese, Randy Crowder, and Bill Stanfield. Manny Fernandez is in there, Howard, and of course, you know how good he was.
Well, he's out for the year. Linebackers, you just saw a youngster, Larry Gordon, brilliant rookie, number 50. Steve Toll from Kansas, 2nd-year man, and Bob Matheson, 53.
Over the right side, it looked as if a white jersey might have been offside. The flag is down on the field. Braxton, the powerhouse fullback, 6'1", O.J. Simpson. There's the call, offsides against Miami.
Frank, I used the adjective old. I said the old 53 defense. Miami this year is back in a 4-3 defense. Back to the 4-3, and they've been doing very well with it in the preseason.
Defense, 2nd down.
It's a backfield for the Dolphins. Jarris White from Hawaii, 3rd-year man. Curtis Johnson, veteran, 45. Charlie Babb, veteran, 49. And the brilliant 2nd-year free safety from Iowa State, Barry Hill, number 44. He replaced Jake Scott now with Washington.
A lot of new names, and we'll talk further about the injuries that brought that about. But right now, 3rd down and 4. Ferguson back, looking, firing. Tended for Hooks. He holds on. He has the first down out to the 43-yard line.
I didn't go to the Olympics.
Meyer Bateman, second leading punter in the AFC last year. Riffles one off to the sideline, angling for a kick somewhere within the 20. And that's what he gets, right on the 20-yard line. The tight end, he's number 87. Bob Greasy, passing over 70% in preseason. Back in good health. Benny Malone, right side. Gets out to the 24-yard line. Gain of 4. Merv Croker, number 52, defensively. And Dan Tillich, number 51.
With this team, but they're a young ball club, and last year's problem was they weren't a physical ball club, Howard. They didn't like to hit very well, and so they've changed that front four. Let's see if they can do it tonight.
A lot of them gone. Of course, Walt Patulski's gone. Pat Toomey, Earl Edwards, all from that defensive front four. 2nd down and 6. The ball just past the 24-yard line. Greasy handing off to Malone. Malone over the 25, out to the 27. Hit there by Mike Kadish. Short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 4. First out. Now the wide receivers come back into the game. Howard Twilley's in there along with Matt Moore. And Mandich opens up into the slot. Greasy gets belted as he unloads. And he was really popped. Rushing in on Greasy, number 69, Ken Jones. Goes out to the 21-yard line. Hit there by Steve Freeman. There is no is out for the game. There's an injured knee. Greasy on the 3rd down. Looking deep, finds Matt Moore. First down. Moore out to the 46-yard line. Here by Doug Jones. Let's look again.
Howard Twilley just keeps rolling along. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he has great moves to the inside and great hands. And there's what he can do best, catch the ball.
He will hold on. Let's take a look at it again. Twilley in motion. He comes in, puts them back into his own defense. Crossing over the middle, and Greasy timed it out. Had good protection and hit the gap. Malone, right side. And Malone lunges forward, close to the 20-yard line. Right side, flags down again as Nottingham bursts over the right side.
And yet he would be besieged with questions.
And reading the 30-second clock, it's 2nd down.
Well, that's the first for us. The 30-second clocks are in either end zone, of course. There it is. And I guess... And Nottingham gets the first down easily down to the 11-yard line. Cincinnati had a better record. They were the wild card team. On the first down. Little fire plug again, and he gets to the 10. A flag goes down as Nottingham goes down at the 9-yard line. Their own 20-yard line. Benny Malone back in there. Benny Malone gives him the outside speed, but Nottingham gets the call, and down he goes. Good diving play by Scorpan. He keeps it on the ground. Benny Malone, a lot of room. He'll just jog into the end zone. Miami on the scoreboard first.
He does have pickup.
Turn the corner. Play looked to be designed off tackle. Malone saw it to the wide side. Took it in from the 6-yard line for Miami 6.
Frank, Benny Malone has a very long stride for one of his size. Back comes down too hard on his ankles, and that's what causes his proliferation of injury.
You think?
That's what Shula and his team.
Well, that's really heavy, you know.
Gyro Yepremian drills it. Miami 7, Buffalo Bills nothing. 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and we'll be returning to Buffalo right after this message. Gets the completion to John Holland, and you got to live right for that.
That was really, what was it Branch Rickey said? Luck is the residue of design and desire. This time, they had the desire, but apparently not the design, so it worked. That had to be luck, and yet there it was, and a touchdown for Buffalo.
Miami threw all their linebackers at him, and of course that's really good when you're throwing the ball.
Here's John Leipold. He will convert for Buffalo. And that could be a spark that will help Buffalo because Miami have walked all over them on their scoring drive. It's tied up at 7 with 14:07 remaining in the first half. Let's look again. The pass intended for Seymour. Had Seymour touched this ball, deflected it, the completion would have been illegal. He didn't, or did he?
No, he just missed it, Frank. Just over his tips of his fingers.
John Holland heads up, gets the touchdown, 53-yarder. And let's look at Holland again. This kind of football player you like to have around. I mean, he just was not intended for him, and he ran the pattern and hung with it. It was Jarris White whom Holland had beat. All tied at 7. Second quarter just underway. Leipold puts the foot to one. It will be taken by Gary Davis at 1-yard line. And Davis hurdled out to the 25-yard line. Miami will take over, and let's have an opportunity to meet the Miami starters. Let's open with Bob Greasy.
Hi, I'm Bob Greasy, quarterback, originally from Evansville, Indiana.
John Nottingham, fullback, Ravenna, Ohio.
Benny Malone, running back, Tempe, Arizona. Nat Moore, wide receiver, Miami, Florida. Howard Twilley, wide receiver, originally from Galena Park, Texas.
First and 10. Ball just over the 25. Benny Malone spins, twists. Supposed to be covering Nottingham. There he is.
Now you know why Don Nottingham doesn't have a neck. Watch him take a head-on right here. Nice catch.
We can get our producer to run that back. I can show you what happened to Croker, who was supposed to be covering him. Croker, number 52, was assigned to Nottingham. When both backs come out of the backfield, same side, the middle linebacker has to take the second man out. Croker was frozen by that play action. First and 10. Ball at the 43-yard line of Buffalo. And here comes Benny Malone, right side. Little's out in front with a big block. 5. Nottingham, right side, down to the 20-yard line. Driving, being able to move in the ground. Greasy, plenty of protection, has time to throw. Finds the open man again. And buried under everyone is Nat Moore at the goal line, just short of the goal line. He did not get in.
Out of sight unseen. Look what's happened in football.
And unable to control his emotions is number 77, Bill Williams, who just came in there defensively for Buffalo. He's a rookie out of Mississippi.
Well, this is what rookies will do on the goal line, Frank.
You think he was submarining?
Looks like a little goose there.
Do that again, Alex.
77, defense, first up.
First down, right foot. Had surgery. He's come back strong. Played a little tennis during the offseason. Says everything is just fine. And he looks at tonight. Nottingham gets the call, gets the touchdown. Miami on the board again. Don Nottingham, who collected over 700 yards rushing last year. That's Earl Morrill on the sidelines. He holds for Garway Yepremian.
And there's the master himself. No end to my respect for that man. Just an extraordinary coach. 19 new faces in this team over the past couple of years, Frank. And yet they hold together. They play with a precision.
This is Yepremian, former teammate of my friend Alex Webster Karras. So Miami extends their lead over the Buffalo Bills, 14-7. We have 10:18 remaining in the half. 58 yards. He scored earlier from 53 yards.
Somehow, Alex, these two teams always play this kind of game, at least in the recent years. Incidentally, Texas beat BC 14-13, Jeff. I think I said 15-14. But anyway, we're on the verge of a tie ball game.
John Holland was in a battle with Jarris White. Holland won. Two rather wild catches by John Holland. 58-yard touchdown a moment ago. He had a 53-yarder earlier. John Leipold set to tie it up, which he does. So with 7:18 remaining in the first half. Buffalo 14, Miami 14, and we'll be returning in a moment. Garris White. White actually good position, but you never position a perfectly thrown ball, and that's just what that ball was.
Well, he didn't respect Holland either. You can see this. Garris White lets him go to the inside, and then he gets beat. And what do you have to do as your quarterback? You got to back pedal. You don't let that guy get inside like that.
I love the way.
And look what he did. He rubbed it.
White.
Nothing more lonely than a defensive back when he's beaten.
Boy, you're not kidding.
Denny Malone dribbles the ball, and who gets it? It was Sherman White was in there. Situation to have anytime you can take the lead. And Ferguson came up almost half a yard short, and it's blocked. Blocked, and hustling to pick it up was Salter. He never had possession. So it'll be Miami's ball. Bobble around. Berryhill in there to make the stop. 5:15 remaining in the first half. Is tied at 14. We'll be back. Second down and 10. The ball at the 47-yard line. Greasy, all the time in the world, finds Matt Moore. Moore out to the 41-yard line, has the first down, working against the rookie, Murray. Nottingham, Ulas blocking in front. And defensively, Merv Croker moves. Greasy, lots of time. Looking in the corner, and almost a sensational catch by Nat Moore, but he doesn't hold on. Back there defending, Mario Clark, and this time moves into the slot. Good call, wide open, and Bullock storms up the middle. Inside the 15, down to the 12, first down Miami, and they'll stop the clock.
Now you know why Shula says that's the best.
Football game tied at the moment, 14 apiece. Again, pulling up the middle, getting down to about the 6-yard line. Doug Jones made the stop.
To do the job. He's been plagued from time to time by a bad ankle.
Ulas got 5. It's second down at 5. Miami can make a first down at the 2-yard line. Crazy. Firing and goes into a pack intended for Howard Twilley.
Help ready if necessary. 30 seconds left in the half.
Ball at the 7-yard line. Miami 2 timeouts. And Crazy. I don't know whether it was a design play or not. And Gillick, number 51, and out trots Scour your premium.
4'11", 106 pounds.
Boy, he has been hot too, Alex, during the preseason. 8 of 9 in preseason. He was 13 of 16 last year. You played with him back a few years ago, right, Alex?
I taught him how to tackle, Frank.
You must have taught him how to pass. Recall the Super Bowl? Dolphins have 1 timeout remaining. 4th down. Euphemian's on the field. And 21 seconds indicated on the scoreboard. There must be a capacity crowd here tonight. We mentioned top of the telecast that there were several thousand seats remaining, some 20,000. When O.J. signed, it was announced. And we have a near capacity. That would be 80,000. Yaro Euphemian set to untie this football game from the 25-yard line, which he promptly does. Kick is good, and Miami moves out in front of the Buffalo Bills, 17-14. 3/4 moon tonight on a beautiful night for football. Temperature just right, atmosphere good, and we've had some exciting play. 17-14. Miami coming back with a rash of injuries, and is taken there by Mike Holmes. And the 3-year man from Texas Southern is buried at the 30-yard line. 12 seconds on the clock. Just short of the 30-yard line. On first down, and he'll put it in the air. Goes out to Vic Washington. Washington scrambles out of bounds, kills the clock. He doesn't come in, O.J. won't come in. Second down, a yard. This should be the final play. Ferguson back. Looking for a receiver, picked off, nope. Bobbled by Garris White. It was too easy, did not hold on, and that's the end of the first half. 17-14 at halftime. We'll be returning to Buffalo in just one moment. For the Miami Dolphins. Leipold hits one to the 5-yard line, taken there by Duriel Harris. Harris down the sideline. Watch out. Duriel Harris all the way to the 31-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. A third-round draft pick from New Mexico State, and he can fly.
Another Bobby Beathard find. He's the director of player personnel for the Miami Dolphins. Duriel broke one during the exhibition season. He didn't surprise his coach, Don Shula, or anybody in the Miami organization with that kick run. He's got a long career. He's got a body a lot like Paul Warfield, Frank, and they like to liken him to Warfield, hoping he can turn out to be something like Paul.
63-yard return by Harris. Last week, preseason game, he went 59 yards on a punt return for a touchdown. A lot of promise. Greasy. Hands off. Nottingham looks for some running room. Finds none on the left side. Clark help, but Matt Moore comes up with it. Perfectly thrown ball by Bob Greasy. So Miami strikes quickly. Mario Clark was getting help from his free safety, Tony Green.
Yeah, Greasy had all the time in the world back there, Frank. Of course, that helped an awful lot when you had that kind of time.
And that is exactly true, Alex. He has had time to throw all night long. That has been the Bills' problem. It remains that way. Greasy now 8 of 12, 143 yards. Gary Yepremian drills it. Miami spins their lead 24-14. We'll look at it again. The man they are working on, Mario Clark. He's the rookie from Oregon, the first-round draft pick of the Bills. They've been working on him all night. Getting over there to help is Tony Green. But this ball was thrown dead perfect. And I think Nat Moore just took it out of the hands of Mario Clark. Third-year man out of Florida. Mario trying to play a little bump and run with him. Hard to do it. I don't know how he got it.
I don't either. I thought Clark had it. Let's see if we can see something more, Frank. Alex?
I thought it was intercepted.
I did too.
Well, they did a good job defending back there, but it's one of those things. Greasy put it right in there.
No, he took it out of Clark's hands. Don't you think, Frank? I thought
it
Clark
must have been bobbled by Clark, and he just caught it on the way down. But it was heads-up football by this man who's turned in some exciting plays. Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. There's Bobby.
Norm Evans. Let's take a look at that offensive line open this hole. 36 Nottingham got off a good block there. Couldn't see who made that block, Giff, but that's Wayne Morse. Back to that other story later.
Second down. Ball at the 38. And I believe that Sherman White was drawn offside by Wayne Moore as the flag goes down. Touchdown passes by the Buffalo Bills, who have stayed in this game. Very young team. A lot of changes, offensively and defensively, for Buffalo. Greasy. Again, a lot of time. Fires complete. Howard Twilley, and he's short of the first down, down to the 29-yard line. He had to get to the 28. And again, Bob Greasy continues to introduce Mario Clark to NFL football.
Twilley's an amazing fellow. Back in 1964, he was catching passes at Tulsa from a smallish kid named Jerry Rome, who then led the country in passing. Remember when Jerry Rome came in with his coach, Glenn Dobbs? Remember Glenn? To meet Sonny Werblin. Wanted to go with the Jets, who had the draft rights to him. Werblin traded those rights for a guy named Joe Willie Namath.
Third down and 1. The two tight ends are in. Boo gets the call. Tremendous hole, and he moves all the way down to the 21-yard line. Tony Green prevents the touchdown for Buffalo. Norm Bullock having a big night for Miami behind a superb offensive line. 72 yards for the Boo on 8 carries.
Larry Little, the right guard for the Miami Dolphins, been around a long time, and I've been watching him, and he's doing a superb job with that defensive tackle, just knocking him right out of the ball game. And Larry's a small guy. He isn't very big, so he can get under you and use a lot of leverage.
That's number 66.
Let's see if we can watch him a little bit, Frank.
Okay, 1st and 10. Ball bobbled. Dan Winfrey bobbled the ball. And I believe it's Dan Jellick. Yes, it is. The rookie from Michigan recovers for Buffalo.
Tanner Island.
Don Reese, defensive tackle, Mobile, Alabama.
Randy Crowder, defensive tackle, Farrell, Pennsylvania. Bill Stanfield, defensive end, Cairo, Georgia.
Not only good, they look about half on rate. Ball at the 20-yard line, 3rd down and 8. Ferguson. Batted away. 2nd down. This is Bulash. And Bulash hurdles forward to the 37-yard line. Or to make it 24-14, and that's where we are. 3rd down and 5. Greasy back. Center there, Juriel Harris. The ball at the 22-yard line, 1st down Miami. That's Nottingham, right side, big hole. And the little cannonball moves inside the 15, close to a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 13. 2nd down and 1. This is Bulash getting the 1st down. Norm is really vicious in Philadelphia. They do deal out a few. 1st and 10. Mario Clark has gone out. Greasy.
That's a designated play, Frank.
It hasn't worked twice. That's 2nd down and 8.
That's an old Earl Morrow.
Easy game, Howard. 2nd down and 8. Greasy going up in the air, and Matt Moore should have had it. Mario Clark is out of the lineup, and Keith Moody is in. Mario Clark had been shaken up. And that one, Nat should have had. The one he caught for a touchdown a while ago, he should not have had. That's Moody, the rookie. Just bounced off the shoulder pads. Maybe could have followed it just a little more closely. Nobody's perfect. 3rd down now and 8. Larry Seifel comes in, number 20. He's in there for obvious reasons. He's a fine receiver, and he generally moves into the wingback position. He's in there with Norm Bulash and Stan Winfrey. Bulash pulls down to the 3-yard line. Clock ticking away the final minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
Back to Sherman White, Frank. The Bills traded J.D. Hill, the wide receiver, to Detroit for a #1 draft choice. Then they traded their own #1 draft choice to Cincinnati. That's how they got Sherman White. J.D. Hill, by the way, undergoes surgery. Torn ligaments in the knee. It is a hard game, Frank.
Earl Morrow will hold Garo Yepremian from 20 yards. It's good. Garo Yepremian extends the Miami Dolphin lead over the Buffalo Bills. 27-14 with 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back.
Let's watch it again. We'll watch Ferguson run, and he doesn't like to do this very much, but he has to sometimes, and he does a pretty good job running to the outside. Now, as you said, Howard, watch Larry Hill come and put the helmet and the head into him. He didn't want to get up a little bit on that one.
Let's look at it again, and Ferguson had time to throw the ball. He just did not have an open receiver as Miami came up with good coverage. Number 60 in there, pressuring Don Reese.
Frank, I think it's time to mention again that the Bills, very early on in the ball game, lost.
So it'll be Leipold with the field goal attempt. 39-yard attempt. Boy, that one was almost blocked by Barry Hill. Wide to the right. So we'll will be returning to Rich Stadium, where it's Miami 27, Buffalo 14.
When it comes...
Bulash, inside handoff. Flag goes down. Bulash squeezes out 3 yards. But a flag is down. Ken Jones in there to make the stop, number 69, with help from Marty Smith, number 79. Holding call will go against Miami.
Back to Arrowhead Stadium next week, fellas. Kansas City against Oakland. Obviously, Oakland a powerhouse team.
Second down and 15. The ball at the 15-yard line. Somebody is really pulling the Buffalo off. That's Benny Malone. Dropped by John Scorpan to the slot. All the time in the world. And picked off. Doug Jones. No, wait a minute.
Buffalo's ball.
Buffalo's ball. Doug Jones, who missed all of last season with a bad knee, makes the interception for Buffalo.
That's the very break Buffalo needed to get back into this ball game. We've got 12 minutes, 30 seconds left. As I said, these teams always have close games. A touchdown now by Buffalo, eminently possible, puts a whole new look upon the contest.
This was a poorly thrown ball, and good coverage by Doug Jones. Greasy had a lot of time, but it was the break that Buffalo needed. First and 10. They're on the Lipo for the conversion. Lipo puts it through, and Buffalo is a touchdown and a conversion away from the lead. 4 plays, 30 yards, is 27-21. Miami over Buffalo. We'll be back. And Buffalo always capable of fireworks offensively. Gary Davis. And Davis out to the 30-yard line. 25-yard return. And let's go back a moment ago. And Ferguson fled both of his backs on that touchdown pass. That left a one-on-one situation with Bob Chandler working against Charlie Babb. And in those cases, a receiver, when the quarterback has time, here you'll see Babb, number 49, step into the picture. Toll was back there too late from his middle linebacking spot. Not bad coverage, but a perfect pass and a good route by Chandler. Norm Bulash, number 31, Stan Winfrey, number 33, the setback. Bulash. That's what he's done so well over those 11 years. Here it is again. That look to the inside, holds the defender. And the pass perfectly thrown. Gracie right over the linebacker. No way to knock it away. No way to intercept. And once again, the man victimized, Mario Clark, number 29.
Beautifully
cut inbounds.
You look at Twilly close up. The guy looks like 45, Frank. Your age.
You're vicious.
I'm old.
You know, he reminds me a lot of Ray Barry in the way he runs his patterns. Very definite with every step. Big hole. Bulash all the way down to the 41-yard line. First and 10 again for Miami. Tony Green made the stop. Gracie. Nat Moore. Complete. 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5. Lunges forward inside the 35, close to the 34, hit by Tony Green. Third down. Look at Winfrey fly. Big hole, gaping hole down to the 23-yard line. First down, Miami.
What a hole. That's that offensive line. And they don't miss Norm Evans, who may be the most articulate player I have ever known. A deeply religious young man. And Shula said it was, as you watch Winfrey again through that wide-open gaping hole, Shula said it was the most difficult thing of his life to let Norm Evans go. As for Evans, his respect for Shula is overwhelming. Norm has just written a remarkable new book called On the Line with Eddie Pope of the Miami Herald, which I think portrays the relationship between a coach and a player as well as I have ever read.
Doug Jones is down on the field, being attended to there, the safety man for the Buffalo Bills. We'll be returning to Buffalo in just a moment.
Yeah.
7:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Miami over Buffalo, 27-21. Nat Moore in motion. Bulash barrels out over the left side, gets a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 8. You know, we're on. Bulash.
There was your umpire cross block.
Croker with the wood to Bulash.
In the meantime, they're in good position. Frank, show them what happened here.
There it is again. Oh, this time Croker reads it.
Yeah, he steps up this time. He's a linebacker, and he has a little, you know, he can do that once in a while. He has to be mobile out there.
End of lesson.
The 26 is in there. Third down and 10. Juriel Harris holds on. He has the first down inside the 15 at the 14. Doug Jones covering. But Harris, the rookie from New Mexico State, showing a lot of promise.
The fall season starring Bill Cosby, who I think is one of the world's funniest men, both on and off a tennis court. It's a show for everyone in your family. Bill's guest stars on the very first week include Mr. Carter himself, Gabriel Kaplan, the former busboy from Lakewood, New Jersey, Cindy Williams, who's Shirley and Laverne and Shirley, the great musical group Chicago, Bruce Jenner, the world's greatest athlete, Paralympic decathlon champion.
31-yard field goal to Tim Garrow, your Premium. They could put it out of the reach of a one touchdown by Buffalo. He's been hot during preseason. And he remains hot. The Premium hits for 31 yards out to extend Miami's lead over Buffalo, 30-21.
Gift before we break for commercial, just a further reminder about Cos, Bill Cosby. What a way to start Sunday night, this Sunday. And also on the show will be Linda Wonder Woman Carter, who might just show Bruce Jenner a thing or two. Saw Bruce play
in Kansas City for the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I hope they still have that horse, Howard. I'm going to take a ride on him around that field.
Not you punch him out like it is in the saddles.
Yeah.
Yepremian hits it. This is Mike Holmes. And Holmes ambles out to the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 31. Buffalo will try and get back in it. 44 yards.
What a super athlete.
Down to the 10-yard line. And Deuce puts the moves on. He was in a flood pattern. He should have been covered by the middle linebacker. He wasn't. He makes a super catch. And then he just does his own thing from there on out. Which is rather electrifying. Bob Mathis misses. And the Deuce gives Buffalo a first down inside their 11-yard line. Charlie Babb finally puts Ferguson knocked away. Intended for John Holland.
The same way. That away, Jews. Brandish that fist.
Setbacks now are number 33, Vic Washington. Darnell Howell, rookie out of Chattanooga. Number 35, the other setback. Second down. Ferguson, out of time. Firing into the end zone, intended for Chandler or Seymour. They were both together. And they just do get this in off within the 30 seconds. Oh, and he does not hold on. Roland Hooks does not hold on. Had a chance for it. And what will we see? Pole? No. On fourth down?
Yes.
Yes, we do. This is the right move.
I don't know why they're booing.
Obviously, the fans would like to see them go, but 4th and 10, you have to go for the field goal.
The field goal is the absolutely right call by Coach Lou Saban, because they will then be within range. Touchdown and a conversion would actually put them ahead. And there's 3:40 left. Yep.
From 28 yards, Leifel. No good. No good. Off to the right.
Well,
That hurts.
it's the understatement of the year.
Why didn't you ask me what I would have done, Howard? I'd have gone for the touchdown on that play if I'd have been the
Fat chance.
Nobody asked me.
There's O.J., who put Buffalo within range with a spectacular 44-yard run of a Ferguson pass. Vic Washington comes over. That's the kind of feeling, really, that I'm sure permeates through this entire Buffalo squad. And they're fond of this man. And if you know him, you understand why. He's one of the most personable people I've ever met. There's a little bit of magic for everybody. 1st and 10 for Miami. They'll be concentrating on grinding away the clock. Winfrey grinds away the clock to the tune of a 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 3. 2nd down and 3. The ball at the 27-yard line of Miami. Bulash. Them the tough battle. Willie in motion. Ball goes to Winfrey as Miami just working on the clock. Winfrey gets a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Counting down to the 2-minute warning. You talk about the excitement of the Oakland game yesterday. I still harken back to the incredible excitement of the college football opening Saturday.
Stadium in Buffalo. Miami over Buffalo 30-21. We'll be right back. Ball resting at the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Bulash having a big night. 105 yards. His first 100-yarder since 1971. Winfrey gets the first down, just runs right over Keith Moody.
Howard, unless something drastically happens with that Buffalo defense, I don't blame O.J. for wanting to be traded. He'd like to play with a winner. He'd like to play with a championship before he leaves this game. And as far as I'm concerned, looking at the defensive football team, I think it's going to take them a long, long time in order to be a championship quality ball club.
Probably right. I think that was a factor in O.J.'s position.
First down. Bulash moves out to the 43-yard line. Picks him up to about 108 yards. But the biggest game ever, 197-yarder for Baltimore. Colts record. We have timeout at 1:12. We'll be back in just a moment. Buffalo Bills 30-21. 2nd down and 7. We'd like to thank our statistician and researcher Jerry Klein, our spotter as usual Steve Bazika from the Hall of Fame, home in Canton, Ohio. Ball at the 48-yard line for the Miami Dolphins, who have been very methodical in their performance tonight. Whole bunch of confusion as flags. All the flags are thrown.
Everybody went. A little bit of temper as Miami is in the process of making it 13 consecutive victories over the Buffalo Bills. And as the coaches review the films next week, Shula will be very, very pleased with his offensive line, very, very pleased with his running backs, very happy with the calls of Bob Greasy, perhaps a mite troubled by some of the play of his defensive secondary that enabled Holland to score twice against them on big bombs. And I think he'll be overall very happy with his linebacking trio of Bob Matheson, Steve Toll.
Offense, decline, 3rd down.
There you heard the lining of the penalty. Toll, Larry Gordon, and Matheson. No need to use Bonacani tonight. Saban will find Succor in the return of the Juice. A fine offensive line. 3 touchdown passes by Ferguson. Some good work by his receivers. But a great concern over the continuing absence of a good defensive unit.
3rd down now at 8. Miami, of course, only thinking now in terms of the clock and looking ahead to New England next week. Buffalo, a young team with a lot of changes. It's just hard to say because you never really know what kind of a year O.J. will have. That will be as much a determining factor as anything else in their success this year. But their defense looks the same as it did last year, and it's just not quite strong enough. Bulash, left side, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe squeaked out a yard. It'll be 4th down with 1 minute on the clock. So Miami will have to punt.
We've talked about the Oakland victory yesterday and about the game coming up next week at Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City against Oakland. Let's take a look at that incredible play yesterday by Kenny Stabler. There he is. Mean Joe Green all over him. Key play of the game. He goes under Joe Green and somehow finds Branch, the speedster from Colorado. That got them to the 2-yard line. Stabler rolled out, moved it in, tied it at 28-all, setting up the Oakland victory. Back to live action in the gift.
And that was some football game. Seipel hits it. Single safety is rolling hooks, but it takes a Buffalo bounce and out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 52 seconds remaining. Stroud onside kick. You believe in magic, Alex?
I believe in her.
Your mind back on the game, Liz. Don Shula, as Howard said, with his 13th consecutive win over Buffalo. A great coaching record. The best in the business. Ferguson with a lot of time, and of course Miami just defending. They're not putting on the pass rush. That was intended for Vic Washington, incomplete. 46 seconds. Joe Ferguson, who is in a bit of a battle for his starting position with Gary Morangi of Boston College. We've not seen him tonight. It was a battle throughout the entire preseason. If anything, Morangi seemed to have had the edge, but Ferguson has quite a record against Miami. Last year he completed 40 passes, even though they dropped both games. That could have been the determining factor on the part of Lou Saban to go with Ferguson all night. Flags are down. Ferguson fires complete to Chandler. Has the first down. Flag down again at the line of scrimmage. Out of bounds goes Vic Washington. Chandler lateraling off to Washington. 35 seconds now on the clock.
I like to see them lateral off, Frank. That play yesterday by Franco Harris, who charged up the middle for 25 and then lateral back to 82.
Defense decline. First up.
Stallworth ran 38 more to move it in, a 63-yard play. I like to see that kind of football. You were talking about Ferguson. Kid's thrown 3 touchdown passes, and you put together the 2 to Holland, the big bombs, plus the 44-yarder to O.J. He has picked up an awful lot of yardage passing.
Randy Crowder was offside, declined by Buffalo. 35 seconds on the clock. Ferguson puts everyone in the pattern. Still has time. Fires across the middle. And goes to the big tight end. Seymour has the first down, but that's almost academic as Buffalo calls for timeout. They now have no more timeouts. So you'd really have to believe in a lot of magic. 28 seconds remaining. Joe Ferguson over to visit with Saban. You can only anticipate that they both know what has to be done. They have to get the touchdown. It's almost an impossibility, but you're never really ever out of it when you have a chance at all. But it would almost indicate that Ferguson is going to have to go way up on top and try and get the 6. And Miami, of course, thinking the same thing, has brought in their 5th defensive man into the secondary. Babb is in there. Barry Hill's in there. Charlie Babb, Jarris White, Tim Foley, and Brian Salter. And they are back all the way to the 10-yard line. Flags down all over the field. Ferguson throwing, intended for his big tight end, number 87, knocked away by Barry Hill. Here's a look at Joe Ferguson. He was leveled just as he let go of it, and I believe he has got the wind knocked out of him. 22 seconds now. Again, flags were down.
Well, while we're waiting for Joe Ferguson to be tended to, Frank, let's take a look at that play I referred to just a few seconds ago. Franco Harris and then John Stallworth. Look at Franco go right up the middle. Now watch this. Looks back, flips it off to 82, Stallworth. It was a fleet-footed one from Alabama A&M. And in he goes for the score, 63 yards in all. Kind of football we used to see a lot of when Gifford was teaming up with Kyle Rote.
They need a coffee break on a play like that. Reggie McKenzie offsides, declined by Miami. 22 seconds remaining in the game. Gary Morangi has come in for Ferguson. Gary Morangi out of Boston College. Very open about the fact that he feels he is the number 1 quarterback and wants to either be that here or, if not, somewhere else. Fiery.
Well, am I getting tired of hearing those things, Frank? If I can't play here, let me play somewhere else.
Sometimes you don't want to expose yourself, do you? You'd be better off just hanging around.
I would love to hang around for about 18 years.
Morangi is in there. He will have the same assignment that we mentioned was Joe Ferguson's a while ago, to get the 6 points in one play and fast. And you just have a feeling with Buffalo's defense being as it is, they're going to be involved in a lot of games with scores like this. 38, 34, that kind of a game.
Well, that puts a lot of pressure on Ferguson. He's got to get a lot of points on that scoreboard to win. And when that happens, you know, it's a little tough.
It's a word to our listeners around the country, except on the West Coast. Sure, stay with us. Your local news will be coming your way immediately following this football game. 22 seconds. Have things all pulled together. There was something the matter with the clock, I believe. It's holding up the play. Juice looks on. He provided the electricity that the Buffalo Bill fans had come to see with a 44-yard reception and 28 yards rushing. Incomplete. The delay, I believe, was to correct the scoreboard clock, and Gary Morangi was held up. Clock now stopped with 5 seconds remaining. That pass intended for Chandler, picked up and covered nicely by Tim Foley. Give us a chance to tell you the executive producer of ABC Sports is Brune Arledge. Coverage of tonight's game is produced by Don Olmeyer, directed by Chet Forty. Our technical director, Bill Morris, associate director, Jeff Cohen, engineering supervisor, Dick Horan, unit manager, Bill Farrell, assistant to the producer, Will Wallace. And, of course, our associate producer, Dick Buffington. Third down, 5 seconds on the clock. Miami will win this one, 13 straight over Buffalo. And again, figure to be strong contenders, along with Baltimore, the AFC's Eastern Division. Miami plays New England at New England next week. Houston will be here in Buffalo for the Bills. Morangi back. Going for Chandler, and Chandler tries for one-handed, incomplete, and that's the ball game. Once again, the final score, Miami 30, Buffalo 21. This is Frank Gifford, along with Howard Cosell and Alex Karras, saying so long from Buffalo, New York. The preceding, a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
Enjoy 2 new season shows. First, from the producers of Starsky and Hutch, meet the new eye-popping, crime-stopping trio Charlie's Angels. Then see the most talked-about episode of Family, Tuesday starting at 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain on ABC.
decade of the 70s, that man, number 12, Bob Greasy, has been the field leader of one of the great teams in football. Now he has a new one to throw to. Freddie Solomon, number 86, who can fly. But there is an old standby to throw to, too. Inevitably, he goes to Jim Mandich, number 88, in the clutch. The
outstanding hands. He's a great receiver.
Coleman and Dawkins are the two running backs. Hadel goes deep, tries to get it back. He is intercepted. Ron Bolton. Bolton to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. 45, near the 40-yard line.
As the line judge, Dave Perry is the back judge, and Jimmy Cole is the field judge. Starting off, Miami is 5-7-0, and the Buffalo Bills are still looking for their first win under Jim Ringo, their new coach. He is 0-7, and the team is 2-10-0. And according to John Brody, who had a long conversation with many of the Bills want this game and want it badly, even though a lot of people might say they're simply playing out the string.
Jim, I had a chance to talk with Joe Ferguson and Jimmy Braxton, and they really want it most of all, and this sounds corny, for Jim Ringo, and not because he's a nice guy, which he is, but primarily because they feel he relates to them very well. He's a guy that has put together very, very slowly and methodically a group of guys into a form that they feel is going to win in the future for them, and obviously it hasn't paid off yet. They're 0-7, but when you have a group that's lost 7 straight games with a coach and they're still pumped up about getting after it, I think it's a very healthy sign.
There is Garo Upremian, who had a kick blocked 2 weeks ago in the game with Baltimore that cost them at least a tie. Jim Langer, the center, took the blame for that, but last week Garo also missed an extra point and missed several field goals. He's not been having a good year, at least lately, nor have the Miami Dolphins, who found new ways in which to lose football games. John Holland and Roland Hooks are deep. Holland's on the far side, number 80, and Hooks is on the near side. And Upremian is going to kick off. This will be Hooks at the 4, to the 10, 20, opening, 30. Upremian lets him go by. Curtis Johnson slowed him up, and they knock him down inside. O.J. Simpson is the lone setback at the moment. They have 3 wide receivers. O.J., he's going to get more yardage inside the 15-yard line. He had that.
Reuben Gant and Paul Seymour were both on the same side. What they've done is just substituted Reuben Gant in place of a fullback, primarily for blocking purposes. They haven't had the kind of blocking out of their fullback position that they have when Braxton's in there, and that's one way to get it. They have pretty good horseback there with the ball.
Holland and Chandler go wide to the left. Foley, McKenzie, Montler, Delamalure, and Devlin, their offensive line. Devlin starting over Donnie Green, and they're giving it to O.J. again, and standing right there is Jarris White, number 41, the left cornerback. McKenzie, Montler, Delamalure, and Joe Devlin has moved in ahead of Donnie Green and that electric company that operates for the Juice. Jeff Kinney, number 36, is now coming to the backfield to join O.J. Simpson. Don Holland has gone out. Chandler wide left. Gant splits about 10 yards left. 3rd down, 4 to go. Orange back for his first throw. Now running, and he's not going to go very far. Down to about the 11-yard line. Comes in to attempt the field goal. There is your Miami defensive front. That's been the same for the last several years. Their problem has not been their front 4. It's been their linebackers who have gone down to injury. Chandler will hold. Yakovenko will attempt this 28-yard field goal. He is 2 for 2 from inside the 30. This is from 28 yards out, and he puts it up. And Buffalo is first on the board. 12:41 to go, and it's 3-0 the Bills.
That drive, when it got stymied, is the kind of thing that seems to have been happening to Buffalo quite a bit this year. They get into a 2nd and 4 situation. They run the same play. They get stopped. They go back to throw the ball. Morangi has to try and get out of there. We'll get into some of the problems they're having coordinately a little later in the game, Jimmy.
In the meantime, Yakovenko, who just kicked that 28-yard field goal, will now kick off to the Miami Dolphins, and we will see the Dolphins under Don Strock for the first time. Bob Greasy is usually the man at the helm, and if he's not there, it is Earl Morrill, but today it is going to be Strock. Number 27 is Gary Davis, and number 26 is Duriel Harris. They are the kick returners, and there's George Yakovenko. A sunshiny morning here at Miami, a cloudy afternoon, but the temperature at 76. No No bad way to spend the 13th weekend of the National Football League season.
Beats that 4 feet of snow.
Yakovenko gets good foot in it. That is Darrell Harris at the goal line. He's got speed, and he's got some running room. Look out. Yakovenko's the man if he can do it. He goes down on a saving tackle by John Scorpion, number 55. Two great kick returns, and now the Dolphins are in the territory of the Bills at the 37.
And this looks like a replay of the first kickoff. You see Harris come up. He gets into the wedge. Everybody's knocked down. He doesn't have to hesitate to look for a hole. He's got one the size of a yard. He gets that. Didn't have much problem getting past Yakovenko and actually stumbled on his own.
All right, Greasy will give you the men in the backfield with him in just a moment. Greasy is out of there, and Strock is the man who is starting and is handing off to Benny Malone, number 32, and Malone is hit down as he extends the 35-yard line. Malone, 32, and Don Nottingham, 36, are your starting running backs. Darrell Harris, 26, and Freddie Solomon, 86, your wide receivers. They have had an outstanding couple of games, their last two games. Andre Tillman, 87, is your tight end. Moore and Carlin the tackles. Newman and Little the guards, and Langer is at center. Second down and about 9.
Hey, back here and on one knee like everybody else. Hey.
Strock going on second down, puts it deep toward the end zone. Battle in the end zone, it is not caught. And Freddie Solomon, according to Mario Clark, interfered with him offensively, but no flag.
Well, if we get to see the whole play right about here, you may see. He has just finished his little pushing act, and that's what Mario Clark was concerned about. That goes unnoticed several times, and for the opportunity to possibly make a touchdown, it's worthwhile. Just pretty darn well played. Tony Green's trying to pick up anything that's moving around out there.
Third down and long. Ben Williams, Mike Kadish, Marty Smith, and Sherman White, the front four for the Bills. Scorpion, Croker, and Gillick are the linebackers. Seifel has come in on third down and 9. Strock throws over the middle, and it is juggled in and out of the hand.
Go around a bit.
Would you believe a 53-yard field goal attempt by Euphemian to tie the score?
Yeah, I would.
All right. Ball is up from 53 yards away, and it is good.
Say it. You believe in the right thing. Well, the guy has a foot that can kick the ball.
11:34 to go. First quarter, it's all tied at 3. There's 2 field goals and an extra point last week, puts for a 53-yard field goal, and now kicks off rather short. Roland Hooks will come out around the 12-yard line, juggles it for the moment. And this time he gets nothing like the run back. Gary Davis, number 27, a reserve running back, whom we may see a lot of today, knocked him down at the 25-yard line. Our telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Miami Dolphins and the National Football League is prohibited. Kinney and O.J. are in the backfield. They started out with one setback. That was O.J. Didn't work out too well. They had to settle for the field goal. They're getting that ball to O.J. a lot today, trying to get outside, and he's going to get outside. And look out, it's a foot race, and he's a sprinter from Southern California, and you think anybody's going to catch him, you're wrong. O.J. Simpson, 75 yards.
I tell you mentioned it was a foot race. It wasn't much of a foot race. He took off and left him as soon as he turned the corner, cut in beside a fine block. Let's take a look. This is a quarterback's dream. O.J. jumps inside, jumps outside when it's clogged up. Both the cornerback and the linebacker make a rather feeble attempt to get him. He gets outside, and now it's all over, folks. Let's watch Joe DeLamalure. He makes a fine block on Kenny Ellis. And boy, when you can get your guard all the way downfield on a cornerback, you have set the play properly. That's exactly what happened.
Yakovenko is in. We've hardly had time to set offenses or defenses. And we've still got 11-11 to go here in the first quarter, and the Bills are out in front of the Dolphins by the score of 10-3.
Here's 100.
That was not here in the Orange Bowl. He already has 81. He started the day 29 yards behind Walter Payton. Keep this kick on the ground, taken by one of the up men. Looks to be Nottingham, and he comes across the 40-yard line to about the 42-yard line.
Jim, I'll tell you, it's kind of funny when they get out.
Here's Strock back to throw, looking downfield, and Freddie Solomon cannot handle it at the 37-yard line. We will that kind of bulge over O.J. Simpson, which isn't much. O.J. has 81 yards thus far, and out on the West Coast, Walter Payton has some 10. Strock throwing on nearly every play and loops this out and over the head. That may be intercepted, but not. Intended for Andre Tillman, number 87. And Tony Green couldn't quite react in time to pull down the interception.
On each of the last two passes, Jim, Strock has pulled the string a little as he was ready to throw a little before his receivers came open. Had to take a little off the ball each time, and both times it got over the top of the receiver.
Here we are, how Buffalo rates on defense and Miami on offense. Buffalo, it looks like it can run against them, right? Croker is up, and Cliff Brooks comes in. The so-called nickel defense, expecting to pass again from Strock on 3rd down 10. Strock rolling out this way. Under pursuit, gets it away, and Seifel is not turned around in time. Morangi had a terrible day, as we said last week, 4 for 21, and he started out today. There was a ball that was destined for Kenny Ellis all the way.
As we take a look, here goes Morangi. He's backing out of there, and his drop, as you will see throughout the day, if he throws quite a bit, will be a bit inconsistent. I personally think his confidence factor's down a bit as he drops the ball as he's going to throw it. Now, most good throwers don't let that ball go down there and come up because it's the most inconsistent delivery in the world, and he just made an errant throw on the play, and Ellis took advantage of it.
Now let's see if from the 15, Strock can take him in. Nottingham takes the ball down to the 11-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 6. Here as head coach of the Baltimore Colts when he was 8 and 6. With 2 games to go now with this Miami ball club, he is 5 and 7. Looked like the blitz was on, and
proper angle, and the play never got started.
Well, look at this. New England 27, New Orleans 6. For the first time since 1963, the Patriots are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. Washington stays alive in the NFC by whipping the New York Jets this afternoon 37-16, leading at one time 31-3. 3rd down and 11. Strock looking and looking out. 1st down at the 15, a 2nd down at the 11. They've got a 4th down at the 28.
They had quite a few yards to go to pick up the 1st down, Jim, and yes, Don Strock did get sacked, but he was waiting for Larry Seifel the whole way, and he never did get open because he was well covered, so that sack really belongs to the defensive backs.
Earl Morrow will kneel at the 35-yard line, so with the 53-yarder already to his credit, Upremian will try one from 45 away.
This one's just a little chip shot for him.
From 45 yards away. It hits the goalpost and bounds back out. And the Bills will take over. Boy, a lot has happened, and we still have 6:47 to go in the first quarter. Buffalo 10, Miami 3. There's Gary Upremian shaking his head after missing, hitting the crossbars. And the ball, of course, comes back out to the 27-yard line. 1st down 10 from Morangi and the Buffalo Bills. Jeff Kinney looking for some help, and he needs some help as he tries Simpson. He's got a little hole, and that's all he needs, and he's got the 1st down out to the 40-yard line. The appearances was 1 several yards. On occasion, Don Shula on 1st down has had a defensive backfield of White, Babb, Anderson, who's an excellent tackle, former strong side safety, and Curtis Johnson. And then on passing downs, he's taken out Anderson and put in Ellis. This time, however, he's going with White, Babb, Ellis, and Johnson all the way. Out to punt, and he'll aim for the sidelines, I would imagine. Beautiful kick, but I believe it's going to carry in and out of the end zone. Will come out as a touchback out to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10. Minnesota having a Green Bay. It's 13-9 with 7.5 minutes to go in that ball game. And the Broncos, whom we saw last week get annihilated by the Patriots, are leading the Chiefs 7-3 with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2nd down and 5 from the 25. The throw is out here for Solomon, who's at the 30-yard line, and he is out of bounds at the 32-yard line, which is a first down. He's got the football right now and some blockers in front of him, and now he is knocked down after a gain of about a yard. And right there, Ben Williams struck. Solomon's got his second catch, and down he goes. Keith Moody got him first, along with Doug Jones. But that's a first down out to the 47-yard line. And Solomon is saying something to the referee that might have happened to him while on the way down or after he got down.
I think it was while he was going, and I think he had something to say to the gentlemen in the white shirts that are playing against him.
Solomon wide to the right. Guriel Harris is at the same side. On first down, there goes number 31, Norm Bulash, for about a yard or two. We expect to see, we've already seen Malone in Nottingham. We expect to see Bulash, Gary Davis, whom we've seen, and a lot of Stan Winfrey. As Don Shula is going to take a look at all his men today. 13 seconds to go. The Bills are trying to win the first ball game ever for their new coach, Jim Ringo. And Shula, of course, would like to bring his mark up to 6-7 with Minnesota coming in here next Saturday for the final game. May not get this off. I don't think they are. That's the end of the first quarter. The Buffalo Bills lead it. They traded field goals before O.J. Simpson broke away for 75 yards and the go-ahead touchdown. Bulash steps into the eye. And that's not a nifty handoff there at all, is it?
Well, that backfired. What I thought he was doing, Jim, was stepping up so that he could get a blitzing linebacker. However, I noticed at the snap of the ball, nobody came. Then they handed him the ball. It must have attracted the whole defensive line when he moved over there.
Oh, it's a loss, and it is 3rd down and 12. As we are early now into the second quarter here in the Orange Bowl, which on the night of January 1st will have Colorado and Ohio State and Simpson and Brody, and we'll take the same kind of weather that night right now. The sun has begun to come out. The temperature's in the 70s. Third and 12, Strock under pressure from White, and the ball does go forward, and a flag goes downfield, thrown way downfield at about the 40-yard line.
You kind of had the feeling there was going to be a flag thrown pretty soon because it's getting pretty active down there.
Holding is charged downfield against the Buffalo Bills after Strock was almost sacked and just barely got the ball away. I think they'll say Mario Clark, number 29, but we'll wait for Fred Silva. That's his job.
Defensive holding, 55.
Whoops.
First down.
Scorpion. That's an automatic first down. Instead of 4th down and 12 and kicking it away, it's first down at midfield. Solomon goes left. The backfield is Nottingham, 36, and Gary Davis, 27. Davis is a rookie out of California Poly. Strock throwing on first down. Has time, and there's Solomon, 3rd catch of the day, and he can run with the football. He's inside the 25-yard line. Freddie Solomon with Keith Moody making the stop, along with Tony Green.
Early in the ball game, Jim, Don Strock threw the ball a little early a few times, had to pull the string. The last 3 or 4 balls he's thrown has been right on the money, in between the linebackers, over the top of their head, underneath the safety man. You can see that's a perfectly thrown ball. As Solomon came out of his break, the ball was there, and all he had to do was get his hands on it.
The only other start that Strock made against Buffalo is 12 for 15 with 2 touchdowns to the now injured Howard Twilley. But he'd only thrown 51 times in his career before today. Second man through is Davis. No opening there, so he's coming this way. There's the youngster out of California Poly, and looked pretty good, didn't he? Mario Clark put him down.
Boy, the impressive thing, Jimmy, was the way he got outside after he was stopped.
And the impressive thing is also there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I don't think he's too impressed. Let's take a look at it anyway, because very rarely do you see a guy that when he makes his spurt, the pursuit is generally too strong for you to handle. Scorpion fell down trying to get him. He got outside, and Mario Clark was the only man remaining.
Ike Hill now checks in. Solomon goes out. We see Bulash coming
71 offense, clipping.
Darrell Carlton called for clipping on the...
The viewer at home, it looks as if the ball was put right on the money, but that pass was made possible by Duriel Harris. He comes down the field. He's going to the post all the way. Cuts underneath Mario Clark. Strock is trying to throw the ball in the middle of the field. It came out of his hand a little bit, slipped to the right. He comes back. Now, this is the hardest catch in football. He's got his eye on it, but he has to watch. He's got his eye on the ball all the way to the right side. That's just a magnificent catch.
Yepremian will be in now to try the extra point, which, if you follow the Dolphins, know that in the last 2 games have not been that automatic. On to tie the game with 13:08 to go in the first half. And he's got it, and he gets a cheer from the crowd because they know well how difficult it has been. 13:08 to go in the first half, and now sunny Miami, and it's 10 apiece. There you can see what the Buffalo defense has given up in the second quarter this season, and that's more than double what they've given in any other 2 quarters that they played. Squib kick along the way. Look out, that's a free football. It's finally picked up by Bo Cornell, who used to be a running back at the University of Washington, and he's a linebacker now, but he ran as though he's a running back. Got the ball out to the 41-yard line where Ted Bachman made the stop, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there. Stays alive, and Cleveland stays alive, and they'll be watching to see what happens tomorrow night between Cincinnati and Oakland. Oakland has already clinched. Cincinnati has not, but they can tomorrow night. First down, and there goes Gary Davis again, and this time we see no penalty flag, and he's got a good run. He can really hit the hole in a hurry.
Jim, from this angle, you just see a big pile, and then you see him spurt out of there. Now, he hits the hole, which all good backs have to do. You have to take your shot. When you see an opening, you take it. It may close, but so what? He takes it, gets into the secondary before anybody's even alerted, and Freeman makes a good tackle to keep it from even a longer game.
From the 43-yard line, and recently, since the Bills' explosion by O.J. of 75 yards, it has been all Miami. They're controlling the game. Strock likes to throw on first down past Duriel Harris. Mario Clark was the defender. Croker was also dropping off. Each quarterback, and it could be nervousness, and I'll ask the old quarterback, seems to be throwing a little bit before too many people make their breaks or get set.
But yeah, sometimes that's so. On that occasion, however, Mario Clark was playing the ball very well. Had he put the ball down and thrown it just a little ahead of Harris, it may have been picked off. And I think that, you have a reflex action. I think that caused him to throw it over his head.
Solomon left, Harris to the right. They got the blitz on. Scorpion is there, and he gets away. Now throws the ball for Solomon, intercepted by number 46, Keith Moody, who has his 3rd interception of the year. And that stops the drive. Some cracks in 4 different areas near the vertebra. I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly where, but nevertheless, rest, not surgery, cured him. He'll be able to play next year. Bateman back to kick. Gets the ball away. Man, has he got a kick away. Solomon just watches that thing fly in toward the end zone. And remember, the line of scrimmage was the 44-yard line, so he will get 56 yards officially, but it was a little bit more than that. He really put a foot into it. Grandstand, followed by Pittsburgh and Houston. And if Cincinnati gets it tomorrow night, Pittsburgh will be out to nail down the AFC Central Division. If Cincinnati should win tomorrow night, there's still the possibility that the Bengals could lose their final game of the season. Here comes Davis. We've liked what we've seen of him so far, and he gets about 3 yards out to the 23-yard line where Mike Kadish, number 71, made the stop.
Jimmy, you mentioned we like what we've seen. What we like is immaterial. I think Don Shula likes what he's seen in Davis, and that is going to be a very determining factor.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Solomon comes to the right, Harris to the left. Play action pass, looking to set up the screen, throws it to Nottingham, who's dragged down from behind. Reading it all the way was number 77, Ben Williams.
He sure did, and he caused Nottingham to change the direction of the screen. And once the screen's broken up, you have no interference. You have nothing really, except you're going to take a good lick when you catch the ball, and that's what developed.
Larry Seipel, number 20, Laurent McCreary, the rookie from Tennessee State, number 80, both check into the offense now for Miami on 3rd down and 9 to go. Don Strock getting a full look today. Big flurry here in Miami when Jim Delgado was cut after an outstanding preseason and Strock was kept. Now he's getting his big chance of the season. Strock, they're coming, and they've got him. The blitz was on. Steve Freeman, the strong side safety, had him all the way and dropped him inside the 15-yard line. At the 11, there is a flag down at the 20-yard line. Offside is charged, Buffalo. So they'll have 3rd down at about 4 yards to go.
It still was a nice play by Freeman. He's been playing cat and mouse back there for quite a while with Strock, faking to come. Tony Green has faked the blitz several times, and that's the first time they did come.
77 defense, offside.
That was Ben Williams offside for the 2nd time today. 3rd down and 4 to go. 6 minutes to go in the first half. It's a 10-10 ball game. Ball is at the 26-yard line of Miami. Almost went that time. Fires Larry Seipel trying to hold on to the football and does. First down at the 49-yard line. Seipel coming out of the backfield. He's been a tight end. Used as wide receiver. That time was a setback. Came out, juggled it. First down at the 49.
And if you think that isn't a hairy feeling when you're juggling that ball in the middle of the field, when you know you better bring it down pretty quick because it's going to be curtains. Here Strock hits Seipel right on the button. Throws the ball. He makes a good move on the linebacker, Scorpion. Looks like he's got it now. To keep your attention on the ball is a very difficult thing to do. That's why he's been a good 3rd down receiver for him for a couple years.
Strock going on first down. He's done that a lot, and that's Solomon on this side for 7 or 8 yards, down to about the 42-yard line. Another flag is down.
And it's going to be on Freddie Solomon. He jumped the gun a little. You know, you like when you get your number called, sometimes you get a bit antsy, and Freddie ran before the snap count.
Buffalo fans back in that snowstorms, those drifts of northern New York now are thinking they had a sack back to the 10-yard line, but offside cost them. But this will take it back to Miami territory, and here again is Fred Silva.
86, illegal motion, offense.
You right, friend.
Well, they're pretty easy to see. You got one guy standing out there by himself, though. He leaves early. You can pick that up. There's Bob Greasy. I wonder how it feels to get a day off.
1st and 15 from the 46. Strock still throwing on first down. Under pressure again. That's Davis, and down he goes after picking up 6 yards to the 48-yard line. Hit by Mario Clark and John Scorpion. That'll be 2nd down and 9. In that Denver-Kansas City game, the Broncos, Craig Penrose, who was to start today, not Steve Ramsey, has passed 28 yards to Riley Odoms, and it's 14-10 Denver. And you can see Seattle has moved in front of Chicago. Jim Zorn again to John McMakin, a 14-yard touchdown pass. 2nd down 9. Strock time this time to throw, and does, and has his man for the first down inside the 40-yard line, and Ray Tillman makes the catch at the 38.
Strock has thrown those control-type passes very well today. He's been on the money after the first series of plays. His timing has been excellent. The receivers have helped him with fine catches. That time, Andre Tillman made most of that play on his own.
Well, here is Miami in a drive again, as they were moments ago before Moody intercepted. Strock has been able to move with the football, while the Buffalo Bills have not been able to move with the football since that 75-yard, 5-yard burst by O.J. Simpson in the first quarter. There's that Davis again, and down at the bottom of the pile making an outstanding play. I believe that's number 71, Mike Kadish. And right there with him was John Scorpion. 2nd down and 9 to go. The ball is at the 37-yard line. Clock is running, 3:45 to go. There's been a lot of wind. The wind had something to do with that Strock to Duriel touchdown pass. And the wind looks to be going from your left to right, behind Strock. Rock. At the time, drawing for Freddie Solomon, who just cannot catch up to it. It was that close.
They had a blitz going. They put him on Moody. They had Solomon on Moody all alone. Strock picked out the proper receiver to throw to. Put the ball in the air pretty well, just a foot too far. Solomon almost caught up to it.
3rd down and 9. And Solomon gets a hand as he walks off the field, and now he's heading back toward... Thought he was going to take off and take a rest for a moment, but now they signaled him, and now you'll see him run into your picture. To hear what's next on 3rd and 9. 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the half. Solomon goes out wide to the left. Duriel Harris comes to the right. Seipel's in that backfield again. He's the one that caught the pass last time on 3rd down. This time he's in the block. Is it throwing to Harris, who dropped the football? Harris had the ball on the 1st down at the 24, but was hit by Clark and dropped the football.
That's possibly the toughest catch in football. Any receiver that can catch the ball coming inside like that pattern was thrown is going to make it in this league for quite a while. And he got into good position, looked like he had the ball, just got a good hit and dropped it. Okay, here we go. Here's Jim Mandich standing in there. Now he's slow blocking, so he's got 2 fellas to handle. They're blitzing. He's trying to pick up whatever he can. His man is Gillick. He's helping out the offensive tackle. That's a good job.
Seipel back to do the punting. High pass. With him, it does not look as though a rush is on, but we'll wait and see. Bateman line drives this one. Solomon has to back up inside the 25 to the 21. He's a good one.
And he is gone.
And I'll see you later, folks. Had one call back last week of 77 yards. And that's 78, and it's not called back.
That's just the way you draw it up on the drawing board, Jim. As he got the ball was kicked very low and long. That's an optimum scene for a punt returner. He gets the ball, he gets started. He has a chance to see if there are any holes up there. And you see Dick Anderson in the front part of your screen coming on to help with John Scorpion. He comes through the hole, and right now it's all over. There is no one left.
Last block was on Bateman, and there goes Freddie Solomon. Well, when you take a look at the disasters that have befallen the Miami Dolphins, and then the pluses such as Duriel Harris and Freddie Solomon.
Gary Davis,
they'll be around. Euphemian in to add the extra point. This is the first time that the Dolphins have led the Bills as Euphemian adds the extra point. With 1:48 to go, it is now Miami 17 and Buffalo 10. And that's the 2-minute warning, so we'll come back after this.
Way out here, they got a car that moves like wind around you. A wind as free can be, and they call this car the Fury.
The new Plymouth Fury, featuring Chrysler's optional lean burn engine, controlled by one tiny computer to fire with precision for smooth performance. The only system of its kind in the world. Fury, with all the room and freedom of the wide open spaces. Just waiting to be turned loose, to run like the wind. Fury, come ride the
The Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Houston Oilers next Saturday, beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time. Then on Sunday, see live regional coverage of NFL football action on NBC.
The kicking game today has shown us some excitement on runbacks of kickoffs, 2 of them that set up the first 2 field goals, and now the go-ahead is on the 79-yard punt return by Freddie Solomon, and that's the 3rd time this year that Buffalo's special teams has had a punt returned against it for a touchdown.
And the man most responsible, Jim, once he did get into a position to break, it was Clayton Heath who just put the finishing touches on Bateman. That's about as complete a block as you'll see.
We gave you that final before. Minnesota over Green Bay as your premium tees it up. Hooks and Holland are the deep men. Hooks 25, Holland 80. We've got 1 minute 48 seconds left in the half. This is picked up by one of the up men, a linebacker. Looks like Tom Rudd, number 54, who played at Nebraska. He gets it across the 35 to the 37-yard line, where it'll be first. 49-yard field goal attempt. He's got lots of foot, and he's got it right from 49 yards out. We are seeing quite a field goal and kicking exhibition today. With 14 seconds to go, the score is now 17-13.
There for the touchdown. Well, shortly after that, Pastrini got an ankle injury. We hear it's a sprained ankle. So John Hadle came back in the game. And his pass is tipped by Bob Babich of Cleveland and then caught by Charlie Hall of Cleveland on the 44-yard line for an interception. And the final score again, 13-10 Cleveland.
Well, it's amazing. When a guy gets hot, he's hot. And Freddie Sullivan took that ball right away from, looked like Dwight Harrison to me. We'll get a chance to look at it again. The ball was thrown a little under Sullivan. However, he had the best angle on it, but getting the ball was another thing. You can see Harrison's back there doing his best to knock it down. Then he keeps his balance and runs it in.
Solomon hooks up with his buddy Harris on a 37-yarder. Also an outstanding catch back in the first half. These are the young men that are exciting the Miami Dolphin followers, even though they are 5 and 7 at the moment. You premium in to add the extra point. Point is good. 13:42 to go in the third quarter. And the Dolphins now move out by 11 points. They lead 24-13. Brock comes out. Brock has had 2 touchdown passes this afternoon. And the third touchdown was the 79-yard punt return by Solomon, who's been outstanding. So make that 4 outstanding plays we've seen today for touchdowns. Cliff Brooks has come in to play the right cornerback after Harrison got beat on that last play by Solomon. Coming outside is Malone into a group of people headed by Merv Croker, number 52, the middle linebacker. And a flag goes down at the 31-yard line. Eddie Malone has had some injury problems this week, but he did start the ball game. Dolphins are walking way back. Don Shula got one of his rare penalties called against him a couple of weeks back. Last moments of the game, they called holding against his team, and he said, "Why now?" Well, he gave us 56, but there's no 56 in the offensive lineup for the Miami Dolphins. It could have been 36 or 66. First down and 24 to go. Ball is on the 15-yard line. Boulash turns it upfield and look out. He can run. And they're yelling boo for Boulash as he's out to the 49, the 48-yard line of Buffalo.
He broke so clean, Jimmy, that Tony Green was still covering the tight end as Boulash was running by him and had to really put it on to catch him. When a play breaks that clean, it gives the back every opportunity. You know, he's got people's heads turned. They're not even looking at him. Now you see Tony recollecting himself and making the play.
38-yard run to the 49-yard line. 24-13 Miami. 8:54 to go in the third quarter. Brock back, throwing far side. Solomon gets away from one man. An ankle tackle brings him down by Doug Jones. And good news for Miami fans everywhere. Duriel Harris is back in the ball game. He left with about 1.5 minutes to go, limping toward the end of the first half. But now they have the combination of Harris and Solomon. Each has caught a touchdown pass today. Solomon this time to the left, and Harris goes to the right. First down at the 37. Solomon has caught 5 passes for 117 yards. Second man through, coming back the other way is Malone, trying to get outside, and there's some good speed by Dan Gillick, the weak side linebacker, rookie out of Michigan. Cliff Brooks helped out.
Boy, that Benny Malone runs so flat out. Every time he gets the ball, he is about as reckless a running back as I've ever seen, Jim.
There's some more speed checks in now. Gary Davis, number 27, has checked in. It'll be 2nd down and 5 to go. Miami, after a sputtering start, has dominated offensive play with the exception of one drive by Buffalo here in the 3rd quarter. There's that Gary Davis, and dragged down from behind. Outstanding play. Looked like Bob Nelson was in there. Davis, John Scorpion, 55. Getting up, not 56, along with Ben Williams. Williams has played a good game today. However, he's been guilty twice of going offside on 3rd down and short yardage situations. He is another of their rookies. He is out of Mississippi. Ball is at the 31-yard line. Steve Freeman has come in as a strong side safety. Doug Jones goes out. On 3rd down and a short 5. Only one setback. They've got 3 wide receivers in there. Stock dropping straight back, looping it for Duriel Harris. Look out! Goes out of bounds just before he gets the touchdown. At the 1.5-yard line. Stark just put it up for grabs, and Harris grabbed it.
But he did make a great play. Here you can see he's got Cliff Brooks on him. However, Brooks stumbles as he goes on a streak pattern. He's all alone with him because they did blitz 8 men. Strock laid the ball up there, but Harris has made another outstanding catch.
I don't know if Moody is injured or not, but they've used Moody, then Harrison, and now Brooks at that right corner spot, and every one of them has been burned.
So they're injured internally, I'll tell you that, because both Harris and Freddie Sullivan have made great plays over all their corners.
1st down and goal to go. They place the ball out just inside the 2. That's Davis.
Well, look at here.
And Stark keeping it. Tom Stark faked to Davis, and everybody went for it, except Stark.
And that's the way to run a bootleg. I doubt if he even told his own teammates, because you can see he had no lead blocker. If you're going to try and fool him, leave yourself bare. And he did. You can see his smile. This was his concoction, in my opinion. He has no lead block in front of him. You see Gillick come in. He's looking. If there's nobody on him, he doesn't intend to have to be in a position to have to make the play. Strock just kind of creeps out there and could have walked it in. He runs by Gillick, and he didn't even know he had the ball. That's fun.
Here's your premium. Moral of the hole. And Miami's out in front by a score of 31-13, trying to win their 6th game of the year.
Mr. Highboom.
Something else. Well, he's had a great career.
They were joking with him that may be the new head coach.
He's mixed up on this drive his plays as well as he has all game long, and I think that has a lot to do with his effectiveness. As you can see, he comes back, he sees he's got him, and he puts it right there.
Fine pass draw, and Jakovenko comes in to add the extra point. We still have 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Buffalo's offense has looked a lot better. Jakovenko adds the extra point, and the Bills are within striking distance with more than a quarter left to play. It's 31-20, Miami. And Matheson was right there this time. For his 2nd interception of the year.
It was. It was thrown just a little bit late, but Matheson made a fine play. Chandler had already run his route. He looked to the left. Now, sometimes when you come on back to the right after you've looked left, it makes it a little tough, particularly if you're throwing a sideline. When he did, he had no way to pick up Matheson, only Chandler, and it was intercepted.
11:56 to go. It's 31-20. Miami here in the 4th quarter. Now reads this way. Ken Jones, 69, left end. Mike Cady, 71. Marty Smith, 79. And at right end, Cody Smith, number 85, making his first appearance of the day. Gary Davis hands it to Solomon, who can run, and he's got room and blockers over there across midfield. Solomon, the star today, runs into his own man,